Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It is now Monday, the 28th of June, not of July. Sorry for making that mistake yesterday. And also, I'm just going to prove that I can say it. Salernitana. I've been getting so much grief in the comments for calling them Salernitana, but it is in fact Salernitana. But that's all you're getting from that, because we've had no update from Radrazani when it comes to Salernitana. But I just wanted to prove that I could say it. But this is, of course, the Daily Leeds. This is where you get all your latest news from Thorp, Elland Road, everything concerning Leeds United. I want to say a big shout out to each and every one of you as well that have joined me for the watch-alongs over the past 2 days. We yesterday hit 4,000 subscribers, guys. I want to thank you from the bottom of the heart. It means the absolute world. Next stop 5K before we start the season. That's the dream. We're going to make it. We're going to make it a reality. We are. But that's enough guff from me. As always, like it, share, subscribe, and of course, get your comments in and enjoy the video. And this is the moment when I take a stand. So, guys, we have a massive, jam-packed show for you today. There is so much news came out, especially when we consider Sunday morning's episode wasn't that in-depth, wasn't that long. It was all little tidbits. Well, today's an absolute bumper episode. So sit down, get a drink, get a cup of coffee, get a cup of tea, have a fag, whatever you do, because today there is so much we need to go through. And we're going to start, first of all, with that man, Matheus Cunha. He's been up to his old tricks again. Someone sent him a message on Instagram saying Leeds, ? And he replied with an emoji with 2 love hearts. Surely he's on his way to Leeds, you would think anyway. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case. Or does it? I just don't know anymore. It's the same with Nathian and Nandez. Is he coming? Is he going? I just don't know. We're hearing, yes, all positive across the continent. And then the YEP and Leeds Live, our Yorkshire-based journalists, just pour water all over it. Pour water all over it and crush our hearts. Crush our hearts. But I know to trust the likes of Graham Smith, Phil Hay, Baron Cross, as opposed to those on the continent. You just wish it weren't true, don't you? But let's get into this then. Let's speak about Matheus Cunha. So, of course, he liked the post. But we've seen this before. We've seen this before with Rodrigo de Paul. He also indulged in some social media flirtation with Leeds United fans, specifically with the square ball. But it is now currently classed as unlikely when it comes to Leeds United. That's what the YEP understands, okay? Graham Smith's done a brilliant article yesterday with a Q&A, loads of news in there, and we'll go through it in some more detail. But they say it is unlikely that he will come to Leeds. That's what the Yorkshire Evening Post have been told. But they did also caveat that by saying, as with Rafinha last season, situations can change quickly in the window. Because we've been hearing all day yesterday, especially on the continent, from big reporters saying that Leeds United are one step away from completing the signature of Matheus Cunha for 27 million euros, has actually been quoted, to get him from Hertha Berlin. And then an agreement is close. But then Graham Smith and the YEP say, nah, it's not happening. What is happening? I don't know. Matheus Cunha's saying, yes, I like it. Love heart emoji, like that in the eyes. And then, you know, we're hearing on the continent, the deal's close, the figures are agreed. All we need is a medical, all this sort of stuff. And then Graham Smith says, well, we're led to believe it's not close and it's probably not going to happen. I don't know. My opinion is I'm more pro than I am against. The reason I say that is I remember Victor Ortas saying specifically he doesn't expect the winger to be done until late in the window. I believe the reason is that is because Matheus Cunha is at the Olympics. Okay, that's my genuine opinion. Now, of course, I don't know anything. It's just a guess. I said yesterday on yesterday's video, is Junior Firpo the unnamed left back? Guess what? He was. It was confirmed yesterday by Graham Smith that he is. So, you know, sometimes a fan's intuition or thoughts can be true. And I believe Matheus Cunha is the winger that Leeds United want. The reason that Ortas said it may go late into the window after pre-season, is because he's at the Olympics. That's my humble opinion on the Matheus Cunha situation. Graham Smith did go on to say that Leeds are currently moving closer to the signing of a midfielder, but they will add to their wing options before the transfer window closes. He did also say that we are very close to signing one of our under-23s targets. We found out yesterday that Amari Miller was not part of Birmingham's pre-season trip to Scotland. The reason that being is because he's mooted to a move to either Leeds United, Spurs, Everton or Southampton. We've all been tracking the teenage striker who broke into the first team last season. The next Jude Bellingham, you know, this is what we're talking about. And it was reported yesterday by Leeds United Live that the first deal is close, and that first deal is going to be the signature of Amari Miller from Birmingham. Apparently, Leeds United have beaten Spurs, Everton, Southampton to sign Birmingham City's teenage sensation, Amari Miller. Hold on to your hats, guys. It's about to happen. The transfer window at Leeds United is about to start rumbling on. And just while we're on the under-23s, guys, we're going to stay there for a second as well, because we're hearing now that Cunha, do you remember him? The next Kun Aguero? No, Cunha, he's set to join Spanish side Real Union on a permanent deal after cancelling his Leeds United contract this summer. The former Barcelona striker spent the 2021 season on loan at Real Union, scoring 3 goals in 19 appearances, and he is going to part from Leeds United after cancelling his contract. Some more news for you on the academy as well. If physiotherapy is your thing, they are looking for a physiotherapist to ensure first-class player experience across LUFC from under 19 to under 16 age groups. Because if you are a physiotherapist and you're out of work, your services are needed at Leeds United. I wish I could do it because I would apply for it because I'm out of work at the minute. But yeah, if you're a physiotherapist, you are wanted at Leeds United. Get your applications in. And yesterday as well, guys, it was reported that the Leeds United under-12s comfortably beat Newcastle United to end their season. And that man, Marcelo Bielsa, was watching on. I mean, as an academy graduate, I wonder how many managers are watching footballers at that level, really. I just wanted to shine some light on it because it just shows you the great man that we have in charge. He's even teaching his ethos to kids under the age of 10-year-olds, man. You know, we've seen him in the off season, you know, spending time with a local club, just turning up, getting them to do murder ball. But big shout out, Marcelo Bielsa. Any worries about him going and him not signing a new deal have to be quashed when you see that he's so involved at the club at all levels. The guy is amazing. Look, that's it for your under 23s chat, guys. I just wanted to box all that in together. We're now going to speak about Nathian Nandez. My God, my head's about to explode with this stuff. I guess you guys are the same. I'm so confused. So confused. It's like the Mateus Cunha situation. Everyone on the continent is saying that it's happening, and Leeds United are like, we don't know what you're talking about. I think the one with Nathian Nandez, the one that makes it a little bit stronger, is because his agent came out and spoke to LUFC Fan Zone and basically said, it's happening. You know, we are down the line. We don't want to go to Italy. We want to move to England. We see Leeds. The relationship between Radrizzani and the Cagliari, you know, powers that be is so tight. We are ready to get this deal done. And then again, the YEP poured water on it. But let's just go through some of the stuff that we heard. So the YEP said Leeds United are not close to completing a deal for Cagliari star Nathian Nandez. Despite reports, they're set to pay his £36 million release clause. The Leeds United Live also said he isn't even on the shortlist. You know, Ortas has apparently said, look, he's not on the shortlist the last time I checked. And as I say, Leeds United understand that it is not the case, and the 25-year-old is not currently on Ortas' list. And this was further backed up by an Italian website. They got a few quotes in there who said a possible deal is far from closed. According to information in our possession, which comes directly from Yorkshire, Leeds are indeed interested in Nandez, but we cannot yet speak of a deal in the details or even in the home straight. Indeed, the road would be long and not at all downhill. So where the Italian newspaper are getting their information from in Yorkshire, I'm not sure, because they're saying that Leeds are interested, but a deal is far from done. Then YEP and Leeds United Live are saying he's not even on Ortas' list. I just don't know where to go with the Nathian Nandez deal. I remember speaking to my good friend Gary a while back from Talking Short, and he mentioned Nandez to me before it was even in the press. So there is obviously strong links there, but something's amiss because the YEP is saying it's not happening. He's not even on the list. Reports in Italy are saying it's not close, but he is wanted. And then other reports are telling us that it's very, very close, you know. My head's blown with it. But Leeds United are close to getting a midfielder done. But apparently it's not Nathian Nandez. I just don't know what's going on. But it did say, in reality, though, it is far from being closed with plenty of negotiations and haggling still needed for it to get anywhere near that point. Maybe Leeds United are holding out for that £36 million release clause to be brought down. We don't want to be breaking our transfer record for a player like Nathian Nandez, I believe. Because we had the opportunity to do that with Rodrigo de Paul. We missed the boat on that one because he's now gone to Atletico Madrid. You know, they won La Liga. We could have had him at Elland Road. So I'm not sure they're going to do it with Nathian Nandez. And Joe Donoghue made that point at Leeds United Live. He's like, if they weren't willing to do it for Rodrigo de Paul, are they going to do it for Nathian Nandez? You know, that's the question we have to ask ourselves. But I just don't know where to go with the Nathian Nandez one. We spoke about the left back, unnamed left back. For me, it's Junior Firpo. We know about the wingers. Is it Cunha? Is it Noah Lang? It could be an unknown, but they're the two. The midfielder we're still unsure on. We all thought it was Nandez, but we're being told no now. So if it's not Nandez, who is it? Just on the left-back situation as well, guys, it turns out now that Southampton are close to signing Stade Brest left-back Romain Perraud. Obviously, was previously linked to Leeds United, but interesting and cooled in recent weeks with Leeds United moving onto new targets. I think we're all resigned to the fact that Perraud isn't coming to Leeds anyway, and not that a lot of us are fussed, I don't think. It just turns out that he was one that was linked heavily, but it looks now he's going to go to Southampton. And as I brought you the news yesterday, of course, the unnamed left-back seems to be Junior Firpo, and it has been confirmed by Graham Smith, by Beren Cross, that he is definitely on Victor Ortas' transfer shortlist. So we know that Cunha is. Yeah, they don't think they can get it done, but they know that he's on it. We're being told Nathian Nandez isn't, but they are confirming that Junior Firpo is one of the players on Victor Ortas' shortlist for Leeds United's summer transfer business. His attacking ability is one of the main reasons Leeds United feel he would suit Marcelo Bielsa's style of football. In his 62 top-flight appearances in Spain, Firpo scored 7 times and made 9 assists. Like Gianni Alioski, so they made the comparison with Gianni Alioski, who, by the way, guys, has got 3 days to make a decision on his future. Obviously, his contract runs out on Thursday. But Firpo's versatility means he can also play left midfield, but he has also featured at centre-half, as well as filling in both at right-back and in defensive midfield on a small number of occasions. So you could see why a player like Junior Firpo ticks all the boxes for Leeds United, specifically for Marcelo Bielsa. What Leeds are hoping for, though, is that Junior Firpo's decision in his future is decided as soon as possible, so that if they are unsuccessful, they can move on to another top target. So that tells me Junior Firpo is number 1 left-back. He is the one we want. We know about Perraud. We know about Javi Galán. We know about Tagliafico. But Firpo's the one. And Leeds United are waiting because they know this competition. We were always told there was competition for his signature. We know AC Milan, Napoli, West Ham, Everton. A number of clubs are interested in Junior Firpo. Leeds United want to know so they can move on. So he's number 1. So if they can get that deal done, then the left-back's sorted. But they want to know soon. Because if they don't find out soon, they don't want to be left where they've got no left-back ready for pre-season. Especially if Gianni Alioski exits the club. So Leeds want to know quick. So that's one that could get done very, very quickly if Junior Firpo gives it a thumbs up. We're now going to switch over to Graham Smith's Q&A article. I did send him a question. Unfortunately, it wasn't selected. I need to work on my questioning techniques. But we'll just go through some of the key bits. I will put the link to that Q&A in here because there's loads of information for you. But this was one of the questions that was posed to him. He says, has there ever been concrete interest in Cunha, or is it all just fan speculation? And with Firpo's name being thrown around for a left-back, does that rule us out of the chase for Galán and Perraud? So Graham Smith's response goes as follows. Victor Orta has liked Matheus Cunha for a while. You can see why. He's versatile and dangerous, and he can press. So it's not just fan speculation. But he is one that's currently rated as unlikely, no matter how flirtatious he may be with White's fans on social media. As for left-backs, Leeds can't definitively rule out of their options because Firpo is wanted by other clubs, and there's no deal just yet. Exactly what I've just said. Firpo's the one, right? They're waiting to hear from him. Gallan, I'm told, isn't as high up on the list as you would think for a player so heavily linked, which is quite a surprise to me. We know that Victor Orta has a number of players. I've been sold on Javi Gallan. I've seen a lot of comments disputing that, and I understand it. There's a lot of comments on these videos says, don't get why you're so sold on Javi Gallan. Don't get it. And it's been confirmed there. You know, Victor Orta, Leeds United, is not as high up as I believed and as rest of the links believe. So maybe Javi Gallan isn't as high up on that list. That's what we're being told anyway. Perraud looks like he's off to Southampton, which was confirmed just a second ago. And by the time the summer window rolled around, for whatever reason, the interest in him didn't seem to be as hot as was previously reported. That's on Romain Perraud. Obviously, we were linked since January. It rumbled on. When it came time to make the deal, Leeds' interest waned. Next question he faced was, is there any truth in the Noah Lang and Cunha rumours? And if true, would it be one or the other or both? Or is this another Rodrigo de Paul type situation? All transfers now will always be linked to the Rodrigo de Paul type situation, won't they? It says, Noah Lang is a player they definitely like. I don't get the feeling the signing of a winger is imminent. That one appears more likely to take a little bit longer than the left back and the midfielder. So if we're going to get deals done, it'll be your under-23s, it'll be your left back, it'll be your midfielder. He says it may be that things need to fall into place at other clubs before the picture becomes clearer on the winger front. Maybe the other club is waiting to, acquire a new player before they move one on. He said, I would be very surprised if they went for someone like Lang and someone like Cunha as well. On either or situation feels more likely, which I think a lot of us understand. He's not going to get both. It'll either be Cunha, it'll either be Noah Lang, or it could be an unknown. He says, but we're told Cunha is unlikely at present in any case. That said, you'd have thought the same about Rodrigo and Rafinha. You'd have said they were unlikely until they posed in white shirts. And there's a lot to be said about that. No one assumed we would have got Rodrigo. No one assumed we would have got Rafinha, and they happened like that. I was in Benidorm at the time when we signed Rodrigo. Rafinha one happened overnight, and then he was pictured eating fish and chips at Gravely's. Do you know what I mean? So it can change quickly. I still think Cunha and Noah Langs are the one, but it's whether or not everything falls into place at other clubs, So we'll have to wait and see on that. And just to give you an update in terms of timings, he was specifically asked, when do you expect the first signing to get tied up in your opinion? Graham said, how long is a piece of string in terms of time frame? Leeds will be hoping to get one, if not two, of their summer first team deals over the line in the next 10 days to a fortnight. 2 weeks at the most, guys. 2 weeks at the most before deals start. I believe Amari Miller is going to be confirmed this week. And then the ball starts really rolling, doesn't it? Could I be surprised if they haven't managed to complete any business within that time? The first 23 signing is very close now, he said, which of course we believe to be Amari Miller. Then within the next 14 days, you're looking at two signings, probably left back and midfielder. We're probably going to have to hold out for this winger. Does that mean any exits for Leeds United? Well, of course, if we bring in a winger, maybe someone like Costa may be surplus to requirements. I guess we'll have to wait and see if there's going to be any exits from Leeds. One player that won't be exiting is, of course, Calvin Phillips. But for some reason, and this is just to finish, guys, it's a bit daft story, but Carlton Palmer was asked. Carlton Palmer is a clown, in my opinions. And he says, on the back of the rumours between Leeds United moving KP on to Tottenham, if indeed Tottenham are interested, he came out with one of the boldest statements ever. Obviously, Palmer played for Leeds between 94 and 97. And he said, if there's a chance to play for a club like Spurs, Phillips would not be able to resist. He said, if Tottenham came knocking, no disrespect to Leeds United, I think Leeds United are a massive club. I'm a big admirer of Leeds. But if you've got an opportunity to go and play at Spurs, you're going to want to leave Leeds to go and play at Spurs. Carlton Palmer, you're a clown. You're talking wet. Who would want to rock up at Spurs? Calvin's a Leeds lad, would not want to make the move anyway. But who right now would want to rock up at Spurs? They don't even have a manager. Talking guff. So I can't see Phillips agreeing with that either. I think if he was asked the question, we'd have another Beckford moment, What shirt am I wearing, bruv? But yeah, Carlton Palmer talking a load of tosh there. But guys, that's the end of the Daily Leeds on this bright early Monday, the 28th of June. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a lot of information in there, but I fully expect these shows to be jam-packed for the next couple of weeks because, of course, we're going to start seeing movements in the transfer window. I hope you've liked it. Subscribe to the channel, comment, notification bell, and of course, smash a like on the stream. Enjoy your week. Have a great Monday. I'll see you in a bit now. Peace. Leeds.